Have you ever stopped to think about how you can preserve your inner peace when dealing with toxic people in your life? It's a question many ask themselves because we all want to maintain relationships that nurture us and help us grow. But how can we achieve this? How can we protect our energy and stand firm against the negativity of those around us? Distancing yourself from toxic people involves more than just physically walking away. It's about adopting a way of life that gives you the peace you've been seeking. Today, I will guide you through 11 Stoic principles. These aren't just strategies for dealing with toxic people, but they also allow you to finally break free from the emotional chains of those who oppress you and prevent you from living the life you deserve. Together, we will learn the art of maintaining inner calm even when facing the toughest challenges. We will stop being victims of others, reclaiming control over our own lives. Let's begin. 1. Cultivate your emotional stability. Emotional stability is like a lighthouse that safely guides you through the darkness. When you find yourself surrounded by toxic people, it can sometimes feel like you're navigating through a thick fog, where every move is uncertain and clarity fades away. But what if I told you there's a way to find light in the darkness? It starts from within, by strengthening the calm of your emotional stability, drawing inspiration from the teachings of Stoicism. Picture yourself in the middle of that fierce storm, radiating serenity, like a lighthouse shining brightly even in the most violent storm, no matter the chaos. This isn't about being indifferent or distant. It's about knowing that the only thing you can control is how you respond to what's happening around you. Stoicism teaches us that our real power comes from how we react, not from trying to control the uncontrollable. So when faced with toxic situations, step back. Don't get pulled into the drama. Take a moment, just like standing in the eye of a storm. While everything outside may be in chaos, inside, you're at peace. As Marcus Aurelius taught us so masterfully, our mind is the inner fortress that withstands the assaults of outer chaos. Just as the eye of the storm remains serene amidst the whirlwind, our mind, when at peace, becomes the citadel of our tranquility. This pause gives us the chance to breathe, reflect, and then act with clarity and serenity. It's not about focusing on the chaos, but on building your own inner tranquility. But how can we develop this shift in focus? Through the practice of mindfulness. This discipline, while popular today, has been a source of serenity for centuries for those who have embraced it. Mindfulness frees us from the grip of chaos by allowing us to observe it without being swept away by it. Recognizing toxicity without letting it taint our peace means understanding that, like a passing storm, these moments of adversity will also fade with time. In those moments of negativity, let us remember that we are the architects of our inner peace, building the fortress that shields us from the assault of emotional storms. 2. Set boundaries. Setting boundaries isn't about building impenetrable walls, but rather about deciding which windows to open and when. This careful selection doesn't make you less human. It makes you the master of your own destiny. Think of your energy as a precious and limited resource, like sunlight on a cloudy day. Every interaction you engage in is like letting that light illuminate your day. Now ask yourself, would you prefer to share it with those who inspire and nurture you, or with those who dull it with their negativity? In real life, setting boundaries can be as simple as learning to prioritize yourself. For instance, when you find yourself in a situation where others try to take advantage of your time and resources, setting boundaries means recognizing your own worth and asserting it firmly. It's a way to protect your emotional well-being while maintaining balanced and respectful relationships. And listen, setting boundaries is an act of authenticity and self-compassion. It's not about building unbreakable walls, but about carefully outlining the space where you thrive and nourish yourself. This conscious action not only reflects your self-awareness and self-esteem, but also allows you to protect your inner peace. Rather than drawing a line in confrontation, consider this act as a calm affirmation of your value and dignity. When you decide to draw the line no one is allowed to cross, you're silently declaring, "I am valuable, I respect myself, and I prioritize myself." Each day then becomes an opportunity to shape the landscape of your life, dedicating your energy to what truly matters and helps you grow. Setting that line you're unwilling to cross isn't selfish. It's a practice of wisdom and self-awareness. Start today by drawing the boundaries of your inner garden and watch how the seeds of your authenticity and peace bloom. 3. Focus on your personal goals. Let me ask you this. When you're surrounded by toxic people, how easy is it to stay focused on what really matters to you? It's tough, right? Their negativity pulls you off track, making it hard to keep your eyes on your goals. But staying focused on your personal objectives is like finding a clear path in a dense forest. It's your way out, and it's how you protect yourself from distractions. Think about this. Your goals are like your internal compass. No matter how complicated or tangled the journey gets, your goals guide you through it all. Sure, there will be unexpected twists, but keeping your focus on what you want to achieve acts as your steady light in the fog. When you stay committed to your goals, the criticisms and judgments from others start to lose their grip on you. Why? Because you know where you're headed, and their opinions just don't matter as much anymore. Your goals bring clarity, and with clarity comes strength. Now, I won't lie to you. There will always be obstacles. Life is full of them, but instead of seeing these as things that block your way, start thinking of them as challenges. Challenges that strengthen you as you move toward your dreams. Every hurdle you jump over builds your resilience, making you more determined to reach the life you truly want. Focusing on your goals isn't just about dreaming of a better future. It's about taking small, practical steps every day to get closer to that future. So, what do? Start with small goals. Set achievable targets that bring you closer to the bigger picture. These little victories add up, and before you know it, you're making real progress. Here's something to remember. Not everything that comes your way deserves your attention. Toxic people will try to pull you into their drama, but you've got to be selective. Focus on the opportunities that align with your goals and say no to the distractions. This is how you keep your energy and attention on what really matters. At the end of the day, it's all about keeping the fire of determination alive. Yes, the journey can get tough, but every step you take brings you closer to turning your dreams into reality. So don't lose sight of your goals. They're waiting for you, and you have everything it takes to make them happen. Before we dive into the next lesson, if you're finding value in this content, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment sharing how you're staying focused on your personal goals despite the challenges, or just type Stoic at heart to join our community. Together, we'll create a space for shared growth and support. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on more inspiring content. Your support means everything and helps keep this message alive. 4. Don't hesitate to ask for help when necessary. Imagine a small seed pushing through the soil, fighting its way out of darkness. It doesn't do it alone. The soil supports it, the rain nourishes it, and the sun gives it strength. Just like that seed, when we share our struggles with someone who genuinely cares, we often find paths we didn't see before. These are the people who remind us of our own inner strength, not by solving our problems for us, but by showing us that we already have what it takes. Having a loyal friend by your side, someone who offers wisdom based on shared experiences, changes everything. That kind of support can help guide us through toxic situations with more grace and confidence. And here's the thing, to truly tap into the Stoic strength inside of us, we have to know when we need an outside perspective. Stoicism isn't about going it alone, it's about wisdom, and sometimes wisdom comes from asking for help. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Associate with people who are better than you, and you will learn to improve. Surround yourself with people you disagree with, and you will learn to argue with them." This is where true growth happens, when you're open to the perspectives of others, especially those who challenge you in the right way. But here's the truth. Although we can't control the actions of others, we can always control how we respond. That's the core of Stoicism. But sometimes when we're in the thick of a toxic situation, it's hard to see clearly. This is where asking for help becomes essential. By seeking support, we give ourselves space to breathe and reflect. We step back, like an eagle soaring above, seeing the bigger picture instead of being lost in the details. Picture yourself handling a tough situation with someone who challenges your peace. Maybe you've been trying to do it all on your own, thinking that you have to prove your strength by going through it alone. But here's a question. What if reaching out for support could change everything? What if that one conversation with the right person could give you a new perspective, one that brings clarity and peace? Remember, being a Stoic doesn't mean suffering in silence. It's not about carrying every burden alone. True Stoic wisdom is knowing when to draw from the strength of others and when to incorporate the knowledge and experiences of those around you. At the end of the day, it's about balance. We don't need to fight our battles in isolation, nor should we rely too much on others to do the work for us. But by asking for help when we truly need it, we become more resilient. We gain a clearer vision of what matters and how to move forward. So next time you're facing a challenge, don't hesitate to reach out to someone you trust. It doesn't make you weaker, it makes you wiser. Stoicism is about growth, and sometimes that growth comes from the wisdom and support of others. You don't have to walk the path alone. 5. Be compassionate with yourself. Cultivating self-compassion is like watering the roots of your soul, deep within the complex web of human relationships. How often do we show kindness to others but forget to extend that same compassion to ourselves? Especially when we're caught in toxic relationships, it's easy to slip into a cycle of self-criticism and doubt. But here's something important. Just as we show compassion to friends in need, we must learn to give that same gift to ourselves. Taking time to nurture self-compassion is like tending to the seeds of self-respect and self-love. These are the essentials for emotional well-being, and they're often the first things we lose sight of when negativity takes over. Think about this quote from psychologist and philosopher Albert Ellis. "Unconditional self-acceptance is the first step toward mental peace." It's a reminder that accepting yourself, flaws and all, is the key to finding inner calm. When you recognize your imperfections and welcome them with kindness, you begin to build a more peaceful relationship with yourself. And when you're at peace with yourself, you're better equipped to handle the relationships around you, even the difficult ones. Now, this doesn't mean ignoring your weaknesses. It's not about pretending they don't exist. It's about acknowledging them with compassion and using them as opportunities for growth. Instead of beating yourself up for every mistake, learn to treat yourself with the same patience and understanding you'd offer a friend. This shift in perspective allows you to navigate the storms of life with a new sense of strength, wearing an armor of authenticity and kindness. Picture this. You're faced with a moment of self-doubt, that familiar voice inside telling you you're not good enough. Instead of letting that voice control you, take a step back. Breathe. Remind yourself that you're human. You have your strengths and weaknesses just like everyone else. What would you say to a close friend in that same situation? Now, say that to yourself. Practicing self-compassion doesn't happen overnight. It's a conscious effort you make every day. Start by catching yourself when that inner critic shows up. Take a deep breath, and instead of diving into self-criticism, choose to speak kindly to yourself. Tell yourself the things you'd say to someone you care about. You'll find that this small act of compassion can shift your entire mindset. And let me tell you something. When you show kindness to yourself, it doesn't just impact your own well-being. It influences the way you interact with others, too. You'll notice that when you're gentle with yourself, you're able to approach relationships with more clarity and understanding. You become more patient, not just with yourself, but with those around you. In the end, self-compassion is one of the most powerful tools you can cultivate. It's the foundation for building a healthier, more balanced life, both with yourself and others. When you catch yourself being overly critical, take a moment to breathe, reflect, and choose kindness. After all, you deserve the same love and respect you give to everyone else. 6. Take care of yourself first. When life gets challenging, especially when you're dealing with toxic people, it's crucial to take a step back and focus on your own mental and emotional health. Let me ask you this. How often do you really make time for yourself when things get tough? We tend to give so much to others that we forget to nurture ourselves. But here's the truth. If you don't prioritize your well-being, no one else will. Taking care of yourself doesn't just mean resting or relaxing. It means building daily habits that strengthen you mentally and emotionally, so you can handle whatever life throws your way. Think of it as creating a strong foundation, something solid that you can rely on when things get shaky. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said to his friend Lucilius, "Take care of yourself. Personal well-being is a duty." And he was right. Self-care isn't a luxury, it's a responsibility. By prioritizing your health, you're not only setting yourself up to deal with life's challenges, but you're also teaching others how you expect to be treated. Now, when you're surrounded by negativity, it's easy to feel drained or overwhelmed. Toxic people can trigger stress and anxiety, making it harder to stay grounded. But here's where self-care comes in. Techniques like deep breathing, mindfulness, or even daily exercise can help you regain control. These simple practices might seem small, but they create a sense of balance and calm, even in the most difficult situations. And self-care doesn't stop with just looking after your physical needs. It's also about the relationships you keep. Ask yourself, are you setting boundaries with those who drain your energy? Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive people is one of the most powerful forms of self-care. When you actively seek out connections that lift you up, you're creating an environment that protects your mental and emotional health. Think of it like this. By caring for yourself, you're building a network of support that sustains you through tough times. This doesn't just help you stay emotionally stable, it also gives you a sense of belonging and connection, things we all need to live a fulfilling life. Following Stoic teachings, self-care becomes more than just a way to feel better. It's a tool for cultivating inner peace and mental strength. When you take care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being, you're not just surviving life's challenges, you're thriving through them. So as you navigate difficult moments, remember that your well-being comes first. Take time for yourself, build resilience, and nurture the relationships that support you. By doing this, you'll find the strength to face whatever comes your way, knowing you've laid the foundation for a healthier, more balanced life. Remember, self-care allows you to face whatever comes your way with grace and strength. It helps you keep your emotional balance, even in the most difficult times. And the best part? It teaches you that you deserve love, respect, and care just as much as anyone else. 7. Practice emotional detachment. Emotional detachment is like standing on the shore and watching a river flow by. You can observe the current, see the movement of the water, but you don't let it pull you in. That's the essence of emotional detachment. Learning to separate your feelings from the external influences around you. But here's a question. How often do you let the emotions stirred by others sweep you away? It's easy to let the negativity of toxic people drown us. But what if we could stay grounded and in control, no matter the chaos around us? This practice becomes essential when we face situations we can't control, or people who try to bring us down. Viktor Frankl, the renowned psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, demonstrated the power of this skill in the most extreme circumstances. He reminds us that, regardless of what happens around us, we always retain the freedom to choose our response. That's a principle deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. We may not control others or the world, but we can always control how we react. By practicing emotional detachment, you protect your inner peace. You gain freedom from being reactive, and instead, you cultivate the ability to respond with calm and clarity. Think of it as creating a buffer between your emotions and the external events that could easily trigger them. Take Nelson Mandela as another example. He found his strength not by holding on to anger or bitterness, but by choosing forgiveness and focusing on reconciliation. In doing so, he freed himself from the emotional grip of his oppressors and found a path toward healing. Now, how can you apply emotional detachment in your everyday life? It starts by recognizing your emotions without letting them define you. Emotions are a part of who you are, but they don't have to control you. Mindfulness practices like meditation or deep breathing can help you observe your emotions from a distance without reacting impulsively. This about this. Are you taking the time to reflect on what's triggering your emotions? Regular self-reflection allows you to dive deeper into the causes of your emotional responses. What are the patterns? Where are the triggers? Once you start to understand these, you can step back and choose a response that aligns with your values rather than being swept away by the moment. Another helpful step is to seek guidance from a mentor, coach, or therapist. Having someone help you navigate these emotional waters can be invaluable. They can offer you insights and techniques to strengthen your emotional resilience and reinforce your practice of detachment. In the long run, emotional detachment is not about becoming cold or disconnected. It's about staying firm in your truth while maintaining your peace, regardless of what others say or do. By embracing Stoic teachings, you empower yourself to stay calm in adversity and find the freedom to live a more peaceful, fulfilling life. So next time you feel pulled into an emotional storm, pause. Take a step back, reflect, and ask yourself, are these emotions controlling me or am I in control? When you practice emotional detachment, you don't just survive the storm, you rise above it. 8. Take care of your inner dialogue. It's surprising how our self-talk when dealing with toxic people can be our best defense or our greatest weakness. Picture your mind as a stage, where every thought you have about yourself is like a key that can open or close doors. When you feed your mind with thoughts of strength and resilience, you build yourself up from the inside. But if you let doubt and fear slip in, they can slowly start to break down your confidence and emotional well-being. And sometimes, walking away from toxic situations just isn't an option. So, what do? This is where we find invaluable guidance in the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. This philosophy teaches us that it's not so much about what happens to us, but how we choose to react to it. Stoicism reminds us that our true strength lies in our responses. So, when faced with the negative influence of others, it's crucial to pay attention to your inner dialogue. Instead of asking yourself the discouraging question, why do I have to deal with this? Try shifting it to something more empowering. What can I learn from this situation? This simple change in how you talk to yourself can completely transform your perspective and your ability to face adversity. You can nurture within yourself the ability to adapt to hardship, to understand with empathy, or to have the courage to defend your own boundaries. Remember, changing how you view things is not just about words. It's about taking control of your own inner power. Another valuable strategy that can strengthen your self-talk is detachment. It's a small act that carries tremendous transformative power. Detachment isn't about distancing yourself or being indifferent. It's about consciously choosing where to focus your energy. Picture negative comments as the wind. The wind can blow hard, but it won't knock down a well-built house. In the same way, if you cultivate detachment, these comments won't shake you deeply. You might feel their impact every now and then, but remember, they can only affect you if you give them permission to. Detachment doesn't mean building emotional walls. It's about understanding your own worth and maintaining control over your reactions. Take a moment to reflect. Are you aware of how much you allow other people's negativity to influence your mood and perception of yourself? Controlling this doesn't mean becoming insensitive. It means preserving your inner peace and mental clarity, even in the midst of emotional storms. By doing this, you exercise the power you've always had over your own life, remembering that you are in control of your reactions and emotions. The teachings of Stoicism remind us that true power lies in how we choose to respond to circumstances. It's not about disconnecting from the world or from human relationships, but about maintaining inner balance and authenticity while navigating the turbulent waters of life. When you bring this mindset into your everyday life, you get closer to living a fuller, more authentic existence, one where your decisions are guided by your inner wisdom, not by external influences. So now you know what to do. Take a step back, check your inner dialogue, and ask yourself, Are you letting outside negativity define how you see yourself, or are you choosing to rise above it? 9. Focus on the solution, not the problem. When you're dealing with toxic people, it can often feel like you're trapped in a whirlwind of frustration and negativity. It's exhausting. But what if I told you there's a way to step out of that storm? The key is shifting your focus. Instead of getting stuck on the problem, you need to turn your attention toward finding a solution. This is easier said than done, right? Especially when emotions are running high. But here's the thing. When you focus on the problem, you give it power. You allow it to take up space in your mind, draining your energy and clouding your perspective. By shifting your focus to solutions, you regain control. You move from reacting to responding, and that can change everything. Picture this. Instead of letting negative emotions pull you under, you use the situation as an opportunity to grow. You develop your emotional intelligence and resilience. This doesn't mean ignoring the problem or pretending it doesn't exist. It means approaching it from a place of calm, where you listen more and speak less. It's about responding with clarity instead of reacting impulsively. Think of a reed standing by the riverbank, flexible yet firm. When the current rushes by, the reed bends with the flow, but it doesn't break. The same goes for dealing with toxic people. You can be adaptable to their shifting behaviors, but you don't compromise your core values. Like the reed, you stay grounded, even when the waters around you are turbulent. Ask yourself, how often do you allow someone else's negativity to control your reactions? If you let their toxicity shape your mindset, you lose sight of the solution. But by focusing on what you can control, on your own responses, you build the strength to handle any situation with grace and integrity. Stoicism teaches us that our inner peace isn't dependent on external circumstances. It's about how we interpret and respond to the challenges in front of us. Marcus Aurelius said it best, "You have power over your mind, not over events. Realize this, and you will find strength." His words remind us that while we can't control the actions of others, we can always control how we react. Whenever you're dealing with a difficult person or a stressful situation, take a step back. Ask yourself, what can I do about this? What's the solution here? By focusing on what's within your power, you shift your energy toward action, not reaction. This is where real growth happens, when you stop giving the problem all your attention and start working toward a solution. It's not always easy, but this shift in mindset can help you navigate even the most toxic situations without losing yourself in the process. Like the reed that bends with the wind but stays rooted, you can face life's challenges without breaking. By focusing on the solution, you maintain your integrity, your peace, and your strength. Remember, it's not about controlling what happens to you. It's about controlling how you respond. And that's where your real power lies. 10. Manage your energy wisely. Navigating relationships with toxic people can feel like being stuck in a maze of frustration and negativity. But we have a secret tool, the energy intelligence. Learning how to manage your emotional energy wisely so that you don't get drained by difficult situations. Picture your energy as an invisible shield, like the armor of a medieval knight. It's strong, protective, and defends you from the negativity that tries to disturb your inner peace. But here's the thing. Just like any armor, your shield is only as strong as the choices you make. You decide how to use it. You have the power to choose how to respond when someone tries to bring you down. Just like carefully tending to a garden, where you decide which plants get the sunlight and water they need to grow, you control how you engage with others. You can choose to react with empathy and understanding, or sometimes the best choice might be to walk away. When you respond with empathy, you're not excusing toxic behavior. You're protecting your peace. By understanding why someone is acting negatively, you give yourself the space to stay calm instead of being pulled into their drama. This shift helps you avoid letting their negativity influence your mood and mindset. But let's be honest, sometimes the best move is to distance yourself. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's a smart way to protect your emotional energy. Walking away from toxic situations or limiting your interactions with people who drain you doesn't mean you're avoiding the problem. It means you're choosing to preserve your peace. Here's a question for you. Are you aware of how much energy you're giving to others, especially those who are negative or critical? If you're constantly allowing their words and actions to drain you, it's time to take control. Managing your energy means knowing when to engage and when to step back. It's not about avoiding challenges, but about being equipped to handle them. By managing your energy, you build an inner space that's as strong as a fortress, a place that remains steady even in the face of life's biggest storms. Let's say you're in a work meeting with someone who's always negative, criticizing every idea that comes up. How could you apply energy intelligence here? First, you stay calm. You respond professionally and kindly, keeping your emotions in check. But if you notice their negativity starting to affect you, that's when you set boundaries. Maybe it's asking for a short break to clear your mind or politely redirecting the conversation. These small actions protect your energy and help you stay balanced in the moment. In the end, it's about finding that balance, knowing when to be flexible and when to stand firm. When you master energy intelligence, you're not just surviving difficult situations, you're thriving in them. You maintain your emotional strength, protect your mental peace, and stay grounded no matter what comes your way. 11. Value yourself. I want you to remember something important. Your worth is extraordinary, and no one can take that away from you. In the chaos and interactions with toxic people, it's easy to lose sight of just how exceptional you are. But I'm here to remind you, you are a special and unique being, with infinite potential and immeasurable value. Now, think about this for a moment. How often do you let others' opinions shape the way you see yourself? When we're surrounded by negativity or criticism, it's easy to let those external voices drown out our own inner strength. But the truth is, no one else's judgment can define your value. Only you get to decide that. The Stoics taught us a powerful lesson. Your value isn't based on what others think of you, but on how you perceive yourself. Your worth is rooted in your own self-awareness, in recognizing what you bring to the world. And trust me, that's something no one can take away from you. When was the last time you truly acknowledged your own greatness? We spend so much time second-guessing ourselves, doubting our abilities, or comparing ourselves to others, that we forget the power we hold. You are more capable than you realize. You have within you the ability to face any challenge, to overcome obstacles, and to rise above adversity. It's time to embrace that truth. Stand tall, shake off the doubts, and recognize your greatness. You have the power to influence, to inspire, and to make a difference. Your potential is limitless, and your presence in this world matters more than you may realize. Imagine for a second, if you fully embraced your value, how would that change the way you approach your life? Would you hesitate less, take more risks, and pursue your dreams with more confidence? When you believe in your worth, the path forward becomes clearer, and the fear of failure starts to fade away. You have the ability to leave a positive mark wherever you go. Every action you take, every interaction you have, is an opportunity to create something meaningful. The way you see yourself sets the tone for everything else in your life. If you recognize your worth, others will too. But it starts with you. Don't let the world convince you that you're anything less than remarkable. Trust in yourself. Acknowledge the unique qualities you bring to the table and move forward with determination. You're worthy of love, respect, and success. Your potential is boundless, and the world needs what you have to offer. Take a moment today to reflect on your own value. Are you treating yourself with the same respect and love you offer to others? Recognize your greatness, not just in moments of achievement, but every day. Because the truth is, you're worthy. Right here, right now, just as you are. Harness your inner strength and let your actions reflect who you truly are. If you ever doubt yourself, remember this conversation and the Stoic wisdom we've shared. Life is an opportunity to evolve and grow every single day. If you've made it this far, write in the comments, "I am valuable." That way, I'll know who the true Stoic warriors are who made it to the end. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give this video a like so you don't miss out on what's coming next. I also invite you to check out our playlist, which you'll see on the screen. It's packed with ideas, stories, and advice to help you navigate life with more wisdom and confidence. Click it, and let's keep moving forward together. Until next time, take care and keep embracing your inner Stoic.